Hello, I'm going to narrate your way through our PowerPoint for tonight. It's in multiple sections. I'll give you instructions as we go on through. Tonight's class is about vowels. Hopefully you've already done the reading from our workbook. That'll help you have the background for the presentation tonight. But first, I want to congratulate you on test number 2. The class average was a B, so much improved. Anyone with an 81 or lower may retake the test. Just email to let me know if and when you'd like to do that. If anyone wants a review session after class on October 22nd, let me know. I will be passing back your tests at that point for you to take a look at. Remember that the final test is cumulative, so it's important to learn the content from test number 2. In addition, your future language and literacy courses will be building on this information, and of course that ultimate test that you have to take for teacher certification also includes this information. So if you have questions about it after we hand back the test, you'll just want to let me know. So a couple of items to review, some of the most common confusions from test number 2. Remember that phonological awareness does not include knowledge of sound symbol correspondences. I think maybe some of you got messed up by the umbrella that phonological awareness includes a lot of stuff. It includes knowledge about the sounds of words and the sounds of syllables, and also phonemic awareness, which is the awareness of individual sounds, but that's all about sounds. It does not include the symbol correspondences to those sounds. So it has nothing to do with letters, with written print. So phonological awareness does not include knowledge of sound symbol correspondences. Important for you to know. Concepts about print. These include book concepts, directionality concepts, reading concepts, punctuation concepts. These are foundational for reading and writing. This was the answer to one of the blanks. Many of you put concepts for the answer, and I gave you credit for it. But the phrase concepts about print is something that is very common as you start thinking about reading instructions, so be aware of that phrase. In our session last time, we talked about the different queuing systems. There were a lot of questions related to this that were missed. So the 3 queuing systems that we use are semantic, syntactic, and visual. Another fill in the blank that was missed was the definition for decoding. The answer was decoding. I gave you credit for a bunch of other things, but decoding is when we match it's when we figure out an unknown word, basically. And typically it is described as using sound symbol correspondences to figure out an unknown word. Another true-false that was missed a little bit was in English, letters represent sounds in a reasonably consistent manner. Yes, reasonably consistent is a subjective phrase, but that is the way it was discussed in your text and in our previous discussions. So the fact that it is reasonably consistent means that it's worth teaching those sound symbol correspondences. However, many high-frequency words do not follow common phonics patterns. And just as a reminder, a grapheme is the written representation for a phoneme. So the number of phonemes is always equal to the number of graphemes. A phoneme or grapheme is the smallest unit of sound. And also another true or false that was missed. It's true that morpheme pronunciations are not consistent. Think nation, national. You have that same morpheme that is pronounced differently. So let's talk about vowels. Vowels are those beautiful sounds where airflow is unobstructed when the sound is made. They're frictionless, which means there aren't any parts of the vowel tract that touch each other when we make a vowel sound, and they're continuous, which means they can be held. I can say A until I run out of breath. I can say ah until I run out of breath. So that's an example of the continuousness of the vowel sound. So the vowels are the music or movement of our language. A couple of quotes about vowels from Bill Cosby. So if you know that source, it's going to be humorous. He said, always end the name of your child with a vowel so that when you yell, the name will carry. And another quote, this from a children's book called Maniac Magee by Jerry Spinelli. Maniac Magee said, vowels were something else. He didn't like them and they didn't like him. There were only 5 of them, but they seemed to be everywhere. Why, you could go through 20 words without bumping into some of the shyer consonants, but it seemed as if you couldn't tiptoe past a syllable without waking up a vowel. Consonants you knew pretty much where you stood, but you could never trust a vowel. So that just describes Maniac Magee's frustration with reading and the inconsistency of vowel sounds. So there's going to be a quiz embedded in today's PowerPoints. In order to take this quiz, what you should do is now open up a Word document, number your paper from 1 to 30, or you can do that as you go along, and there will be questions presented throughout today's session, and then at the end of listening to all the PowerPoints, you're going to submit that quiz by Blackboard in the contents section. And you can pause this video to get your Word document ready for the quiz. All right, let's talk some more about vowels. The biggest clue to what the sound of a vowel is going to be is the position of the vowel within the word. That gives you the best clues. So where is it in a syllable? And remember how we talked about clapping syllables or feeling your jaw drop during a syllable? Every chunk of a word or every syllable has a vowel sound. So the word consonant, you can put your hand under your chin and feel your jaw drop, consonant. Every syllable has a vowel sound. In con, the vowel sound is ah. In so, the vowel sound is o. And in nunt, it's a little trickier, with that N following it. It's more of a schwa, which we'll talk about later. In the word music, put your hand under your chin, music. You feel 2 jaw drops. There's 2 syllables. In the first syllable, mu, the vowel sound is u. In the second syllable, sick, or zik, the vowel sound is I. So when we think about vowels and syllables, there are 2 kinds of syllables, and they're determined by the vowel placement in the syllable. So open syllables end with a vowel. A syllable that ends with a vowel is called an open syllable. In the 2 words above, consonant, the middle syllable, so, ends in a vowel, so it is an an open syllable. In the word music, mu ends in a vowel, so it is an open syllable. Mu is an open syllable. Closed syllables end in a consonant. So in the word consonant above, the syllable con and the syllable nent in consonant are both closed syllables. In the word music, the syllable zik is a closed syllable because it ends in a consonant. Feel free to stop at any point, like pause or rewind in this video to review anything that you need to listen to again just to get it to settle in your brain. There are also syllabic consonants which have a vowel in them, but you don't necessarily hear a vowel sound. So the L, we call them final stable syllables, LE or EL. You just hear an O. You don't really hear the vowel in those syllables. We also have vowels plus the nasals. Remember, the nasals are N, M, and NG. And if a vowel is followed by one of those nasal sounds, you really don't hear the vowel sound much. So button, you just hear the N as a syllable rather than hearing the true O sound. Rhythm, that's a tricky one. I just wanted to mention that one because you do hear an I, but it's the letter Y, so rhythm. And then there's the them, which the M all by itself without a vowel makes another syllable. That's a really rare pattern. I'm not going to test you on that, but I just wanted to bring it to your attention so you don't get confused when you see it.